Hey guys, and welcome to BitBoy Crypto. Today we are going to be talking about how Facebook has abused your privacy and really neglected all of their users on their platform. So Facebook's in the news a lot right now. We have Facebook's Libra coin is about to face more scrutiny on Capitol Hill. That's actually going on today. We have a lot of news, possibly. The U.S. government wants to make stable coins and cryptocurrency a security, which is also a big development. But the biggest development, in my opinion, what's going on right now is that Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook are now facing an antitrust lawsuit. So you can find this story on bitboycrypto.com along with all of our other news stories. But I think this is going to be a really important video because there's a lot of jargon that goes on in this space. There's a lot of jargon that goes on in tech, in social media. And I don't think people really sit and think about what is the effect or what do these abuses look like? And so I'm going to be explaining to you today how this takes place because I've seen it in my own businesses. I've seen it on my own social media accounts so many times. And I think when I say the reasons and the ways that Facebook has been doing things along with Instagram, you're going to sit there and you're going to say, man, you know what? I've noticed all those things, but you just didn't really think about it in terms of an antitrust lawsuit, which is what is happening. So here we go, bitboycrypto.com. So antitrust lawsuits against Facebook. So what is happening right now is there is a team of lawyers, 46 lawyers from various states. Actually, almost every state in the United States is involved in this lawsuit. And other ones that are not, they are actually still deciding whether they will declare or not to be part of this lawsuit. So Letitia James is the Attorney General for the state of New York. And the things that she specifically says are that the accusations are that Facebook may have put, here it is, I'll highlight it for you right here so you guys can see the exact things they've been accused of, may have put consumer data at risk, reduced the quality of consumers' choices, and increased the price of spending. So let's talk about what that actually means and how these things have an effect upon each other. So the first thing is they have put consumer data at risk. Well, everyone knows that at this point. Now, what happened with Cambridge Analytica was a travesty. Basically, Cambridge Analytica was working for the Donald Trump campaign. This is not about Donald Trump. This is about what Cambridge Analytica did. And they were able to sync up with Facebook to get data. They got 5,000 data points on every American citizen. Now, chances are, you, if you're an American or listening, you are a Republican or you are a Democrat. You are in one of those two corners. But what Cambridge Analytica did is that they were able, through those data points, to find the 1% to 2% of people across the United States that were truly undecided that they felt could swing the election. And Facebook allowed them to do it. They allowed them to illegally harvest data on all users on Facebook. Now, they only used a fraction of it, but they had so much data on everyone. And if you didn't know, data surpassed, there's some arguments about this, but data has surpassed oil as the most valuable commodity on earth. What that means is that your attention is worth a certain amount of money. Now, let's think about that for a second. If your data, if your attention is worth a certain amount, and you have Facebook who has managed to basically use and abuse users' data across all of their platforms, then they are actually making money off of your privacy. And that is just unacceptable. And you've been tricked to believe that this is just the way it is. This is just the way that things have to be, is that you give them your data and they sell it and they make money on it. And if there's a hack or your privacy gets breached, then you know what is going to happen? They're going to get a slap on the wrist. So that is what happened with the consumer data. But this next point, I feel like, is going to be where you're going to have the aha moment. And you're going to say, man, you know what? You're right about this. They reduced the quality of consumers' choices and increased the price of advertising. So let's look back at the history of Facebook. Facebook had fan pages that eventually turned into what are known as business pages. Now, used to, if you hit the like button on one of those pages, you were able to see all the content from that page. Anything that page said, it would show up on your timeline. You probably remember those times. You liked so many things, you probably had to unfollow some different pages because you just had so much that you were getting and you didn't probably care about a lot of it. And we were just frivolous with the amount of likes or things that we liked back then. But over time, once Facebook discovered its monetization method, what Facebook did is they started changing the organic flow of their platform. So now businesses no longer could reach their customers. So even if I like a business, Facebook put walls and fences around their posts so I will not see it on my feed. If I go directly to their page, I will see it, but let's face facts. How many people are going directly to one of those pages? So at this point, that covers reduce the quality of consumer choices, right? Because your choice should have been, I signed up for this business page to get their data in their or not their data, but to get their content, and I'm no longer getting that content. So there has to be, something wrong somewhere. Well, also at the same time, what Facebook was doing is they were increasing the prices of advertising on their platform for those same businesses. So Business X used to be able to get their message out on the Facebook platform to anyone that liked their page. Now, they might have done advertising to increase that amount of likes or whatever it might have been. But the point is once they had those people on their page, they paid for them and they had them. But now Facebook starts double charging them. So you have to pay to advertise your page to get your page liked. But then any post that you make on that page that you want people to see, you are now going to have to pay for that as well. So you're having to double pay. Facebook pulled the old okey-doke, the old whoop-de-doop on all businesses that were working there. So now these businesses have lost all of this organic traffic. And what happens? Well, now they have to go to Facebook and they have to advertise. They have to double spend in order to get people to look at their pages. We're seeing this happening on Instagram right now as we speak. A lot of people, including Gary Vee, have been noted as saying that Instagram is dying. I also believe that Instagram is basically dead. What Instagram is doing is they are removing the influencer. If you're an influencer, if you're a chick that likes to take nice pics of your butt and put it on Instagram, or if you've got nice watches and you like to show them off and get people to like them and eventually do some advertising, then Instagram wants to get rid of you. If you have a meme account, they want to get rid of you. Because if American Eagle wants to advertise jeans, right now the way it would work is they would go to an influencer and say, hey, will you wear these jeans in a post? We'll pay you. So the individual is getting paid. But what Facebook really wants through Instagram is they want to get rid of the influencers so people are forced to use Instagram advertising to promote their business. And this is signaling the beginning of the death of Instagram. And this really is the crux of the whole matter why Facebook is on trial right now, basically, with these antitrust lawsuits. We're going to see them continue. We're going to see big changes coming to social media in the future, I really believe, because people's eyes are now getting open to what Facebook is doing, to what, the entire social media scene is doing with shadow bans, for instance. Mark Zuckerberg was on Capitol Hill and said shadow bans do not exist. But check out this clip from Crypto Playhouse that proves with statistics and numbers that they did, in fact, shadow ban their account.
Okay, so you know what a shadow ban is. Now, what does Instagram have to say about it? Well, this year they had I believe, kind of like a town hall type thing with TechCrunch. I'm going to read you this from the horse's mouth. Shadow banning is not a real thing. Instagram says it doesn't hide people's content for posting too many hashtags or taking other actions. That is bogus. It's complete, absolute nonsense. They made that up, and in my opinion, that it's likely against antitrust laws. It's deceiving your users. It's deceiving shareholders. And it's right in our faces. You can tell us that it doesn't exist all you want. It does. We have the numbers, and I'm going to show them to you now. This shadow ban that just doesn't exist, well, on September 11th, when all of this happened and we were shadow banned, we experienced the most common time period for these shadow bans that don't exist. 2 weeks to the day. I mean, that's the most common period, and to the day, we moved out of the shadow ban. But the truth is in the numbers, okay? If Zuckerberg wants to tell me that he can look at this graph and look at our daily follower growth and tell us that it's a complete coincidence that when we disappear from hashtags, our engagement plummets and our daily growth now looks like this, I'm sorry, it's not a coincidence. And we're going to back out here and let's take a look at our 3-month total follower growth curve. Well, look, we've got perfect 2 weeks from growth to dead flat, almost zero growth, a little bit of a loss, exit the shadow ban, and lo and behold, we start taking off again. People, what you're looking at here is absolutely not something that's a complete coincidence. This absolutely is a real thing. I mean, the numbers don't lie.
So if Mark Zuckerberg claims shadow bans are not even a thing, then how do those numbers match up? It's very obvious that Facebook is lying to their users. They're lying to their business clients. They're lying to their investors. They're lying to the government. They're lying to basically everyone. So what we have to do is we have to take our data back. We have to take our privacy back. And cryptocurrency and blockchain, in my opinion, is the way that we do that. So if you're interested in cryptocurrency, if you're interested in blockchain, make sure that you are a subscriber to my channel. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up in the next couple of months. I can't wait to tell you about it. So you guys make sure to hit that subscribe button. That's all for today. We'll be reporting on the Libra coin hearings probably tomorrow, tonight, or maybe tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Stay tuned to bitboycrypto.com, the website, to stay up to date on all of your Libra coin news. BitBoy out.